Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Coffee with Court. Today I am very excited. We are going to be doing a photo editing tutorial. For those of you who do not know me and it is your first time over here on Coffee with Court, my name is Courtney and I am a contemporary romance author, and I use social media a lot to connect with other authors and readers, especially having a book come out in January of this year. I have two coming out, one in the fall and one in the winter of this year. So I really wanted to ramp up my digital marketing social media platform. And one of the ways that I'm doing that is trying to create more eye-catching content. So as a writer, obviously for me, the words I write are a little bit more important than the photos that I'm putting on social media. However, in order to get somebody to stop and listen, they need to see something that is worth stopping their scroll, right? So if they can see an eye-popping photograph, it'll kind of get them to stop and then read their caption and see what you have to say. So over the last year, I would say I've been focusing a lot more on putting out more appealing photos on Instagram. If you've been following me for a while, or if not, I'm about to introduce you to what my Instagram used to look like. So as you can see, very plain Jane. No real filters or anything. It was just a simple photo taken with an iPhone posted on Instagram. After doing research and finding an app that I love that would allow me to edit photos on my phone in order to post pretty immediately, now this is what my Instagram looks like. And now we're gonna do a little side by side so that you can see the before and the after. So as you can see, my Instagram has come a long way with the type of content and the style of my social media posts. So today we are going to talk about the app that I use that you can download on your phone for free, my go-to effects when I just need a social media worthy photo, and how you, if you don't have any photo editing expertise, can use this app and change your Instagram game for good. So let's get to it. All right, everyone. So like I said, I use one app to do all my photo editing right here on my phone, and that is Snapseed. So we're gonna tap on that right now. I already have a photo ready that we're going to edit. This one I actually did post on Instagram, so you can kind of, you'll be able to see the before and after if you go over to my Instagram at Courtney G Writes. So this here, just a regular plain photo I took with my phone. Now what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna go over the 3 go-to effects that I turn to when I just need a quick Instagram worthy photo. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to this little pencil right here, and this is gonna bring you to pretty much every sort of effect that Snapseed has. Up in the top left, you're gonna see Tune Image. Those are where you find my 3 go-to effects. And then these 3 little lines here, those. So number 1 is gonna be my brightness. Always change my brightness, and you can kind of get an idea here if you slide your finger to the right, brighter, darker to the left. We're gonna go up a little bit. You don't need to go too far just because the other 2 effects that I use will brighten it up as well. So I'm gonna go probably to about, let's start at 40 for right now. And then if you actually tap your finger over the photo, it will actually show you your before, and then you let go and it shows you your after. So you get to see what your changes actually did. So I'm gonna go back to those 3 lines, and I'm gonna use my second go-to, which is saturation. And I'm gonna scroll this way. Now you can see if you go too high, you're gonna be really, really orange, and we don't wanna do that. We just wanna add a little bit of color. So I say we'll probably go to about 30 on this one. Tap again just so you can see that difference. And then where your photo is really gonna start to come to life is gonna be on that 3rd effect, which is ambiance. So you can kind of see where that nice smoothness comes in and just adds a little bit more life to your photo. So let's go to about 50 on the ambiance. I might actually even lighten that up a little bit more. So let's go back to brightness and do maybe 60. So before, you can see it's just a little bit dark, and then it really pops. And again, I just use brightness, saturation, and ambiance. So those are my 3 go-to when I just need an Instagram worthy photo. And then you're gonna, if you wanna save your changes because you like them, you're gonna hit that check mark. If you wanna start over, which I'm gonna do so that I can show you the other effects that this does, you're gonna hit that X on the left-hand side and your photo is gonna go back to where it was. Now also, if you end up, let's just say we did that, we'll just do it kind of again real quick. Let's just say you end up doing all your changes, you accidentally save them with that check mark and you don't like them. Well, the good news is you can undo everything step by step. So that little arrow to the left of the rainbow, or to the left of that little eye with the circle, you just click that and you can undo. You can actually view your edits. So it will show you over here what you actually did, what your original looks like, and then you can kind of just undo a little bit at a time. So undo. And there you go. So now we're back to our blank slate, and we're just gonna go through some of the effects here so that you can see what this does, just in case you're not really used to photo editing and you just need an app that can do it for you. So we can do a nice little black and white, and you can do a bunch of different contrasts here. So there's a bright one there. We'll start with that one today. And then again, like I said, you can always undo it. Go back to your little pencil. Vintage is always a cool one. Tons of vintage overlays here. And you can actually stack them all on top of each other. So let's say I went back to my tuned image. I did my brightness, did my saturation, just to kind of get my photo a little life. And then I'm gonna go back and I wanna do a little vintage. So I'll scroll down, tap that little lamp, and here's a little bit more. So you can just tap any of those. You tap your little check mark at the bottom right, and it will save all your changes. Drama is always a really cool one as well. I like that bright one, actually. It's a cool one. And then as you're going through these, you tap, again, your finger on the photo, and it'll just kind of show you where you started and where you are. So this one kind of washes me out a little bit, or if you tap on the photo, got a little bit more of a tan there. So we'll probably exit out, go back to like a glamour glow if you want to smooth it out a little bit. That's always a nice one. And then the nice thing is, so let's tap number 3. So there's a little glow, right? Smooths it out like a little bit. And then up at the top, you can see the glamour glow. It's 100%. So if you don't want so much, you just slide your finger to the left, and you can kind of slowly see the changes, just to get you to where you maybe want to be. So we'll just save that there for you. And then we can go to grainy film. That's always a fun one. And you just really just tap through until you find something that you like. It's like the beauty of Snapseed. We're gonna exit that out. Again, you can always undo it. There's a vignette, so if you wanna kind of cast a shadow, you can do that as well. And your focus will just kind of be on your face, which is nice. And then you can make the area bigger or smaller. See how we did that? So we're gonna make it kind of small. So then your glow will just be around your face, and you kind of fade out the rest of the photo. So to the left, you're gonna get a little darker. If you go to the right, you'll get a little bit brighter. So let's just save that for the fun of it. It's kind of cool. If you don't like it though, tap, undo. If you change your mind, you tap, and you can redo. Let's see what else I use here. lens blur's kind of the same if you wanted to blur out the whole background and not just like add a shadow. You can do that as well, and it blurs out pretty much the whole photo there. So it's just your face, which we don't want to do that today. So we're gonna undo that. I'm only kind of going over the ones that I actually use. This one, sometimes perspective can be cool. If you wanna add a little bit of dynamic to your photo. So kind of bring yourself to the front. Ooh, got a little body in my hair there. Push yourself away a little bit. Just kind of give you a little bit more of an effect. So that can be kind of a cool one as well. You can always crop it. So say you're doing it. So if you can go free here, and that will kind of allow you to crop your photo however you want. Oop. If you want it to be like Instagram story wise, you can make it a little skinnier, anything like that. Go back to your original. You can do a perfect square if we're doing Instagram, which is what we're doing this for, so we can do that today. So there's your Instagram shape, which is perfect. You have details, which is pretty similar, so you're going to do your structure or your sharpening. I don't usually ever use these, but you definitely can if you want to give it a little bit more dimension. So you want to smooth it out a little bit, you can always go to the left, and then you can sharpen it a little bit where it pulls out a little bit more detail. So you can actually, if you look closely at my hair as I scroll this over, you can see it's just pulling out a little bit more of the detail. Then again, you can tap. There's your original photo. There's your new photo. Original and new. And one of the other cool things about this app is, so let's say this is the photo that we want to use. We love it, everything about it. The bottom right with the arrow that's pointing up, that's going to save. So you're either going to save a copy, or you're going to export. Here's what I learned. If you save, that's actually going to override the photo that's currently in your phone. So I always either save a copy or I export. So we'll export it. So I successfully exported it. And then you can actually go to this little rainbow up at the bottom right. And let's say you love all the edits that you made and you want to use that for a lot of photos going forward because you just like the look of it. This is how you want your Instagram feed to look with that nice faded glow. You can actually save it as a preset. So over here, tapping the rainbow. So these are already like presets that are in here from Snapseed. And I'll start the photo over so we can go through some of those as well. Sorry guys, I'm outside and there's a big truck driving by. Hopefully you can still hear me. But if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, you can see I actually already have some presets here. So quartz filter, lighten up, muted tone, brighten, Hollywood saturation. Those are all mine. And then, so add that little like plus sign there, you're gonna click, and then you just name your preset. So, tutorial, preset 2, just click OK, and then boom, there's your preset right there. So every time that you open your Snapseed and you want to use the exact same effects that you just did, you would just click that and it would turn it into this automatically. So let's just test that out here. So let's open and we will do this guy here. So brand new photo, tutorial, preset, we're just gonna click it and there you go. So you didn't even have to do any of that extra work, I just did it for you. So one of the things I love using Instagram for is to share my books, share excerpts, share teasers. And so I created this photo on Canva, but it's a little bit rough. So obviously this book is not sitting on the counter with this photo. So I want to kind of blend everything together for it. So that's one thing I would use Snapseed for. And I already created the preset for this. So I'm just going to tap the tutorial preset number 1 right under lightning. And as you can see, it just blends it in a little bit more to give it a more structured look. So that's Snapseed. Like I said, it's pretty self-explanatory for people who don't have a lot of experience with photo editing. You've got your presets here. It's gonna walk you through and you just can test out all the effects here, find out what works best for you. You can undo, you can save. It's just a really easy app, and it's easy access. It's downloaded onto your phone. You can do everything right from your phone and really just change up your Instagram game by tapping a few different effects and be done with it. All right, guys, so that is it. Photo editing tutorial complete. I hope that you got a lot out of this video and that you start implementing on your own social media platforms. And when you do, make sure that you tag me over on Instagram. It's Courtney G Writes, because I would love to see how you are stepping up your Instagram game.